this global movement is based on diverse cultures, identities, religions, and origins. And this is the starting point of the discussion. It's a global movement with all the people.
This is an opportunity to reassess, the global economy and the system that's in place, and it's obviously not working. It's an ideal opportunity for us to actually make a massive systematic change in a positive way that's going to be fairer and more just.
Activism is not experiencing life passively. It means just being involved in things that happen around you. It's almost like it's a necessary way of being, is to be active. And when you look back on your life, think, yeah, I did something. I changed things. I didn't just sit there and let things happen to me.
I think the 6 Billion Ways conference is fantastic. It's very inspiring to me. I think I'm very, very excited with the turnout. It gives me a lot of hope and inspiration that that so many people are so interested in talking and discussing about such issues, which are extremely, extremely important issues.
I think it's really good having so many people with kind of similar issues, sharing ideas, discussing kind of concerns that you have at the back of your mind that people have been able to develop into something that is real, that you feel that you need to want to do something about.
Asking much more fundamental questions like what's banking for, what's finance for, how can we provide for public services without going back to an old sclerotic state? What other forms of organising are there that might serve citizens' needs better than the market or indeed the state in its old form?
Nice discussions, especially around the economic crisis, and I'm very happy because there's a lot of youth and they seem all committed to a different vision, the vision of socialism.
Our duty, and I think our privilege, is to say, look, we've been proposing solutions for years, and now you are going to listen to us. But they won't unless we're all together. So that's why I think the day like 6 Billion Ways is so important, to help people understand that if they don't get together, they can't even solve their own issue, whatever that issue might be, if they have a special interest. Even that they can't do by themselves. We've got to be together.
Having grown up in a neoliberal economy and having been told for so long that there's not enough money for this and not enough money for that, it's to my amazement that when certain people decide they need the money, wow, bam, there it is, and it's all public as well.
The main point of view is actually to challenge the whole thinking, some of the thinking, some of the ideas, and some of the principles on which this view has been based for so long. And that is quite a difficult thing to do, particularly in the context of the media and the corporate media, which will be largely presenting this as a huge stride forward to getting back to a stable economic system, by which they mean the very unstable and very unbalanced economic system that is just in the process of collapse.
I will show you a cartogram. A cartogram is, for those who don't know, is a map which shows countries not according to their geographical surface, but according to some criteria. For instance, if you have a cartogram of the world according to the GDP, the United States would be by far the largest country in the world. If you get it by population, of course, China would be, and India after it, the major one. So let us look how the world looks from the point of view of oil reserves. This tells you more about US foreign policy than any kind of discourse. You just look at that. Everything is there.
It should be clear that whoever lives in Palestine or in Israel will have exactly the same equal rights. We don't want violence, but our silence is promoting and nurturing their violence. So our way to deal with it is a global, non-violent movement of resistance, supporting the resistance of the Palestinians. They have to decide as to the means, we have to decide as our means. It means boycotting, it's investment. to be clear everywhere at all the level that this movement is a non-violent movement, but is a determined movement to say there is an oppressor and there are oppressed people.
The European Union response, the champion of environment, the champion of climate, at the UNFCCC negotiations and at the most recent communications in the EU package is horribly hypocritical. Now what does it do? It says, yes, we are going to reduce emissions. We are committed to 20% emissions reductions by 2020 compared to 1990 levels. We are fantastic. We will do it, absolutely. But look behind the package. What the EU just announced in December was 2/3 or more than 70% of that reductions of greenhouse gases is going to be done in the developing countries. Not in your home, but in somebody else's home. And this is what they call offsets. So we will continue our highways, we will continue with our power plants, but all we will do is buy a forest in Malaysia so that we offset that. Now this is not what climate justice is about.
6 Million Ways has definitely been a good day. I've come all the way from Nottingham and I've met a lot of people from all over the country, and it definitely feels like more of a national, perhaps even a global movement.
I thought it was excellent, very varied, very good speakers, very well organised. I wish I'd brought some more friends along.
We can do this stuff. There are things that we can easily get hold of. We're in a position now where if we work and grab the ideas and win the battle of ideas and get out there and campaign, then we can win it. If we don't, the consequences are just too awful, and I'm staying in bed for a long time.